Welcome to Two Fat Dads. Let's see what happens. Connecting.
We're already starting.
Dude, why didn't you dress up? We said we were going to dress up.
This is what I wear. This is me dressed up. Are you serious? Are we supposed to be in a suit?
Why don't you respect the podcast?
I literally do not remember having this conversation. It will take me 2 minutes.
Game show hosts.
Okay. Do you want me to run down and get dressed? It'll only take me a minute.
I'm recording right now.
Okay. Well, then I'm not doing it then.
It's just a joke. All right. Welcome to Two Fat Dads. We're going to start bringing in the people.
This is exciting.
Let's see who our first guest is to come on. So there was a suggestion made. This is superstar Georgian. I don't know who that is. It's Cameron.
All right. So Cameron, my name is Steve. It's good to meet you.
He's on mute. You're on mute,
right?
Brother.
We're off to a good start.
Good. Hey, how's it going, Steve?
Very good.
So Cameron suggested that we call the podcast tonight Three Fat Dads, but I don't think Cameron meets the weight limit.
He is not a fat guy.
You are not fat enough.
He looks bald though. I mean,
you should shave, Steve.
Well, my hair is growing. I should have cut it earlier. I'm just a little bit behind, but with being this thin, it's the longer it gets, it just is very noticeable how thin it is.
This is the first time I've seen you with facial hair.
Got facial hair? Oh, that's right.
Looks
I honestly
good.
just kind of half shaved.
Just a lazy shave.
I don't know.
Bobby says she needs the codes. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You guys talk amongst yourselves.
That's actually the name of Tony's sex tape. You see that from Brooklyn 99?
Yes. All of our comedy is just recycled.
Yes, that's right. There's nothing original.
I don't know why some people can get in, and Bobby's don't. Oh, there's Lizette.
Here we go. Boy,
What? Say it, Steve.
I was saying she's really pretty.
Hello.
Tony, you didn't tell me I had to dress up. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know
Tony.
either.
This is a practical joke on everybody.
You suck.
Bobby is the only one that can't get in.
Tell her to just click the link.
That's what I thought anyone had to do. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves. We are recording right now, by the way.
Okay. Well, so I'm sorry. Lysette. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I don't know.
Thanks, Tony, for the introduction. I appreciate it.
No
Lisette.
problem.
Hi, Steve. I'm Lisette. Nice to meet you.
So it's Lisette. Okay. All right. Well, I'm Steve.
I did say welcome, Lisette.
That's a very simple name to pronounce.
Super. Easiest thing in the world.
I have, many, 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 many different nicknames for her, though.
Too many.
Right now, she is Mrs. Suave.
Why am I Miss? Oh.
Oh, boom.
We will not.
So is Bobby coming?
Don't know. Again, I'm trying to get her in. I don't know why. This happened last time with her. She couldn't get in because of a code or something.
Okay.
And she's sending me a photo. All right. Don't know. Right. You guys, so Cameron is actually, his last name is Bone, not Bon, which
Not
is
Bon.
a mistake I made for months on end.
Okay.
Yep. That's me. And all the
Tony gets
comedy
mad
that
if-
goes with that,
Yeah. Tony gets really mad if you call him Bullock.
Oh, very mad.
He gets very upset, which is kind of an ongoing goal for all of his friends to piss off Tony.
Well, for a long time, I was teased incessantly because well, no one could figure out my heritage. So I was either, I was Italian for a long time, but then I explained to them that I have American Indian background, and then that was just a nonstop, just constant Indian jokes all through high school.
I would have thought sewer rat would have been your dominant genealogy, but that's probably not true.
Yeah, I can't say my nicknames here on the air.
So Steve, what do you normally call him?
Now, Lisette, where do you live?
Well, she had a
Cincinnati.
question for you.
Thank
you hear her
Tony.
question?
Where do you live?
Cincinnati, Ohio. Can you hear me?
Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a doctor?
Gosh, no.
Oh, so no. Okay.
You're
And then-
confusing her
and
with the
can't-
the other ex-girlfriend.
I am. Cameron, where are you from?
Atlanta, Georgia. Sort of.
Oh, wow. So this is, I'm in Indianapolis.
I'm in Michigan.
Tony is in some small town in Michigan.
Mm,
And then
not
Bobby,
that
where do
small.
you live?
I'm in Fremont,
Hi.
Michigan.
Okay. So a
An
couple
even
of
smaller town than
Michiganders.
mine.
Yes.
I did grow up in Indiana though, so that's
Oh, you did.
Oh, whereabouts?
West Lafayette area.
Oh, wow.
Oh, sure. Purdue.
Purdue,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Boilermaker.
Very good.
I
Yeah, I'm
grew up
gonna-
in Florida.
I've got an air
Yeah.
conditioner. I got to turn this down. It's interfering with my ability to hear.
And
Don't kill
Lizette is
anything
from Florida.
tonight.
So we have Southerners and Northerners represented here,
Midwesterners.
which is
Yeah.
great. Well, you're still, I mean, you're a Hoosier, but you're in the South now. But you're not in Atlanta now, are you?
I'm west of Atlanta.
Okay. Perfect. So
Why are you dressed up?
Thank you.
Did I miss
What do
something?
you? What? I love that dress. Love blessed. Is that a dress?
is that
or
a peacock
nightgown?
feather behind you?
Yeah.
That is.
It
She must have heard our conversation the other day.
I know. See, I'm
I know
peacocking
I
right
didn't.
now.
I'm not in any group chats anymore, and I'm not on Facebook, so I didn't hear. But I like peacocks.
All right.
Perfect.
So, Tony, do we want to? I think. Let me introduce this.
Perfect.
Okay. So we've got This is our first ever.
First ever. There's gonna be more.
Well, I hope there's going to
Yes.
be more. This is our game show. Now, this isn't really a competition.
Oh dang!
I'm not really sure how we would turn it into a competition. But
Bobby
what
wants
we're
to
gonna-
win.
We're calling this game Deal Breaker. And I have created a list of potential issues that could come up during dating. And now the only thing I'm going to say is that personalize this to somebody you might be interested in.
Now, can I just hold on for a second? Because I thought the reason I dressed up is because I thought you were finding me a date tonight.
Is that why
Tony,
Cameron's here?
no.
I know, because
Yes.
I wanted, to extend my chances with everybody. So I added Cameron.
No, Tony, you're not. I think the challenge for you is that the more that people get to know you, the less they want to date you. That has been an ongoing issue.
That's true.
Now, my wife is right behind me. She's gonna, I'm soon be very critical of me as we do this. But her and I will. I am not going to not answer just because I'm reading these. Some of these are funny. Some of them are more serious. You can, you don't have to just say yes, no. You can answer anything you want to. Okay. So
What is the prize?
We get a prize.
Yeah,
A
that's
date
all I
with
need to
Tony.
know. Oh,
So when I was in elementary school, my music teacher would say we'd get the Golden Heart Award,
Nice.
which is just that we would feel good about ourselves. So
it doesn't come with
We'll
chocolate.
get the golden heart on our chest.
now, Again, you are,
I don't know if anyone picked a camera.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's just a golden heart that you can put on anything.
All right. I'm not smart enough to get that joke. Okay. So feel free to ask any questions you want to. Again, this is a first effort. I hope it's going to be amazing.
Okay, I have
Okay.
some questions.
Yes.
So, you said we're not really winning anything, but is this competitive? Like, am I supposed to be yelling out answers, or are you asking?
Well, I
Each
know
of
we'll
us
just talk through
specifically.
it. I mean, I'm not very,
I think
you
you
know,
should
Bobby,
call
I don't know
on
if you noticed from our last podcast that I end up doing almost like more like a therapy session than a, so this is going to be group. No, I don't want it to be group therapy.
I do have the power to mute people, so
Yes, do that every chance you get. Okay.
Bobby muted.
So let's
You're
start
gonna
with
need
number
to
one.
if I don't have any direction. I'm just gonna start yelling out things.
You're fine. You can yell all you want to. So number one, they sing very badly, but they do not realize they sing badly. So they sing all the time. That
Yes,
a deal breaker
mean-
for you.
I sing really bad, so I would just join in.
Okay.
So the question was, is it a deal breaker? Is that what you
Is
said?
it a deal breaker? Is that,
Mm.
would you say, oh no, I can't date
It's not a
somebody
deal
like
breaker.
that?
No.
I am going to disagree. That is, for me. So, little background on me. I sing a lot. There's a couple of YouTube videos of me singing. I'm pretty decent,
And he's an actor.
and I'm an actor, something like that.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that would be really challenging for me to sit there and go to church and sing next to someone who is tone deaf.
Ooh.
And loud.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you,
I wouldn't
Tony?
mind because I'm just as bad, so I just sing along with them.
Okay, so I've got three. Nope. Three people would bear with it. Cameron, that's a little too hard for him. Okay, so here is my Sherrod saying, what about me? You know how like you get somebody who's an amazing singer and you're right in the car and maybe they're sitting next to you and they're singing and it's so beautiful. It's like bringing in the spirit, and whatever the opposite of that is what it's like riding with my wife.
Whoa, that took a turn. I thought, whoa.
No, she I think it's cute. I think it's sweet and funny. She can't remember the words to any songs, even like songs that
Give me
are,
a break.
yeah.
Break me off a piece of that.
Yeah. So,
What?
but,
What? How's the rest of that go?
okay.
Cat
bar. Yeah.
Football
It's an office
star.
reference.
Okay. So what about someone who has very bad teeth?
Oh,
No.
yes.
Ooh.
No.
Deal breaker. Yes.
Deal
'Cause
breaker.
It's the smell. It's the taste. It's the smell.
Well, it's a matter that they don't care about their bodies. So
Oh, I never knew teeth was part of the body.
Would dentures be part of that? Like if they've got dentures, is that okay?
I think if they were like younger and their parents didn't have a lot of money and they couldn't afford it, and now they're a professional and they can afford it and they have dentures, fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like when you're a professional and you have, I want to be aware of the people who don't have money. So yeah, but I would still say deal breaker.
Well, you remember the video I sent you about like the first girl, like she has no teeth and she puts in
Yes.
false teeth and all this makeup and she looks gorgeous. Beforehand, she looks like a meth head,
Sure.
She does.
and then afterwards she looks like a beauty contestant.
Well, I've got a relative who they have spent money going to the dentist from the time they were little, and it's just genetic, and they have bad
Mm.
teeth, and at a fairly young age ended up getting dentures. But it goes back to Lisette, what you said. I mean, they're taking care of themselves, and I hadn't really thought about it until there was a holiday and I realized they were smiling in the pictures for the first time ever. Like I didn't realize I hadn't seen them smile, but now they got dentures and they felt like they could smile. And it was actually very sweet. It was actually
Yeah.
really,
So for me, it
yeah,
does.
I
It
wouldn't
come-
mind dentures. Dentures
Yeah, it comes
would be
down to the
fine.
smell. Has anyone ever dealt with a rotten tooth?
well, I've got two dogs who are
No.
14 and their Teeth. Were,
So I went
Awful.
on a date once.
So he's kissing his dogs.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only action he can get. So I went on a date once where lovely girl, we were texting, everything was great. I could smell her tooth from across the table. It was that bad.
Ugh.
Really bad. You could see it and then you could smell
That
it.
poor-
And her husband, her ex-husband at the time, had been in the army. They'd been in the army for like 10 years, which is, it's all free. Like, why wouldn't you just go and get it done? You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, it was a deal breaker. I was done.
Okay, good. Well, not good, but interesting. Okay, they viciously hate your favorite movie, book, or TV show.
Viciously?
They just despise whatever. Like, you know, if your favorite TV show is The Office, they hate it, or if it's a book or whatever.
Yeah, deal breaker. I've had that happen. Deal breaker.
I would say the same, deal breaker.
Yeah.
I would say deal breaker just because I don't like contention. And some people, when they're so passionate about hating something, they're just passionately aggressive all the
Yes.
time about it. And
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
There's something about that personality type that, like, you say, like, I really love Seinfeld, and they go, oh God, I hate that, you know. And there's something about that personality type that's
Yeah. it's bad.
Obnoxious.
So
really causes
Like,
me
how
to-
can you hate it? It's just a TV
Yeah.
show.
So
Calm
it-
down.
in the past, I've added in some of my like favorite references from movies. One of them was Napoleon Dynamite, where I said, I'm just a Midwest boy looking for his LaFonda,
Sure.
you know, and no one understood it, you know, and I would, then when I explained it, yeah, I'd get that reaction like, oh, I hate Napoleon Dynamite. It's the worst movie ever. And I'm like,
What?
see ya.
It's like a great movie.
It is a great movie.
It's a filter. I use it as a filter now. So I have, right now I have some phrases from The Office in my profile. So if they don't pick up on it, then yeah, out.
Okay, this one's a little more serious. What if they have a word of wisdom issue?
Wait, are they
Well-
members or not members?
They're members or not. It's up to you. I mean, I don't. In my mind, when I wrote the question, I thought about it being a member.
We're all at different levels, so I'm going to say it's not a deal breaker. If they're not improving and they're not getting better over a period of time, then I'm going to say, okay, like say, you know, sayonara, buddy. But I think everyone's at different levels and we all have different experiences. So that's my opinion.
For me, it depends on what we're talking about.
Amen.
To me, or what's that?
To you.
Oh, because I mean, caffeine, coffee, tea, I don't care. Alcohol I'm going to care about because I grew up with people who drank a lot, and I'm not going to deal with that, you know.
Sure.
And it would also depend, like, you know, what happens when they get drunk, or how often it happens, or you know, all these other things. Smoking, no way, can't deal with it.
Amen.
Disgusting. Yeah.
Bobby,
but now,
can't
but
do
now we're
smoking
talking
either.
about marijuana issues too, right?
I didn't. Bobby, did you answer?
Oh, I just said smoking is a big no, big no. And chewing. I'm surprised to see how many people chew and smoke.
Yeah. You know, my dad married. Now, my father's been married like 6 times, I believe. So
with 50 kids.
there's a
30.
wife who's done just about everything, right? But he did when I was a teenager, he got married to a woman who she was a member, and she would drink, and she said to him, you know, I'm gonna quit and we'll be able to go to the temple and all this. And, you know, she just never did. And that made me a little, I don't know, going forward a little anxious.
I mean, aren't we also talking about how people handle stress? I mean, can't word of wisdom be seen as, you know, how they cope with stress, and it's a coping mechanism?
Yeah, I think some
That's a
things
good
are
point.
seen and not seen though. I think still people are going to have, I mean, you could be a shopping addict, right? You could have a lot of debt. So yes, but I still think there's other factors that would take into place for dealing with stress.
Sure.
Not
And
I
I think
know
the
this
word
is
of
a-
wisdom is so, like, there's such a variety of it. I mean, you're supposed to be eating healthy.
Mhm.
So
You're supposed to be exercising.
Right.
Yeah.
So people who don't eat healthy and don't exercise, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Exercise.
I agree.
it's just too much. It's just too broad of a subject to say no,
Yeah.
deal breaker. I think there's more behind it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This can I go on a tangent, Steve?
No.
Please do.
No.
Oh, the ladies
I,
say
I
no.
didn't. I didn't ask the ladies. I asked Steve, the
Well,
co-host.
I will tell you, Tony, I always do what ladies tell me to do.
Too bad.
Exactly.
So what I've seen many times is when I feel like women treat me like I'm their bishop, and they'll confess these things they've done like way in the past, and it's always confused me. Like, oh, I had this problem with word of wisdom or law of chastity, and they start telling me these things, and I'm like, why are you telling me something that happened 10 years ago? Like, I don't understand it. And then I started thinking about it. I always wondered if it was because they're either continuing to do it in secret, or they think they will do it again like in the future.
I think that's a big assumption. Sorry.
It is an
Derek.
assumption,
Yeah.
but I still don't understand why they would do it. Why is someone telling
It
me
could
something?
just be that the Mormon culture fosters unnecessary guilt.
Yes.
Guilt. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and that's another thing too, is some people take it to the extreme and they feel like they're not following the word of wisdom, but maybe they are.
Sure.
Right.
I don't know. So
No, my father-in-law, who is one of the best men I know, has hardly ever had a temple recommend because he is so almost violently hard on himself, where he picks apart anything that could be negative. And I've known this man for over 30 years, and I think he's been temple worthy for the entire time. So what you're saying, Bobby, rings very true to me.
All right, you may continue, Steve.
Okay, so on the first date, they tell you a story that you think is probably completely fictional.
Ooh.
Like something that they say that something happened to them that you are pretty sure is completely made up.
Why do we think it's
Yeah.
completely made up?
yeah, why
Tell
do
us
we
more.
know it's fictional?
Yeah.
Like saying that someone may have been like Brad Pitt's stunt double.
Well,
So-
one that I see a lot is because I'm on Reddit, and there's this one subreddit called That Happened, and it's people who will say like, my 3-year-old daughter stood up and said, the rights of the LGBTQ community are as important, and so you know what I mean? Like they say something that's just not really, because like I said, they're attributing it to a situation that's super unrealistic. I
Like
told off my science teacher and I ended up teaching the class. These sure, absolutely.
So like in my
Okay, so-
profile, I say that I am Ryan Reynolds' stunt double. So that's
But that is obviously
Right, and that's not on a date. Okay, so this is
I just
gonna
like
sound
telling
really
everyone
bad
what's
of
in
me,
my
but
profile.
I could tell.
you want to be dated. I can't deal with lies. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I'm too busy to try to keep their lies straight. I can't. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's too much.
Cameron, what
And the
about
first
you?
date, you're already lying. Like, come
Right.
on.
Right, exactly.
We
Oh.
are, at a different age now, right? Where time
Actually,
is of the
listen,
essence.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like
No.
that's what like you do in middle school, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I will definitely agree with the women here that, if it's that crazy that you have to bring that up, I mean, no thanks.
Okay, very good. If they live more than 200 miles away,
No, I wouldn't care. I would be
I wouldn't
okay with
care.
it.
I
I like to
dated
travel.
someone in Denver, and I had to fly to see him every other weekend. So that's not a problem.
okay.
I mean, you're talking about everyone here is outside of Utah, so it's just a norm.
I would like to date someone in Hawaii.
That's a great place. I think that's a good place.
Yeah.
We should go to a singles event there and meet some people.
We should. Tony, create one for us.
All right. I'm all about exclusion, so we can exclude people because we're so wealthy we can fly to Florida or Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yes.
There's something in England in November.
Let's go.
Oh, Let's do
I'm
it.
in. Let's do it.
It's an automatic filter. So anyone who shows up from America, everyone in England's gonna go, wow, this person has money. They're interesting.
I will, and
Ex-
I'm sure that there's people looking for green cards, so we could definitely get married.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind a green card to England.
Opposite.
Okay.
Opposite way.
Yeah. So, all right. Next, they have a full-on carpet of back hair. Like they are
That
gorilla.
wouldn't be a deal breaker to me. We would just go get waxes together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we
Like-
wax?
I mean, that's not something they can control unless they wanted me to comb it. That would be gross. But
I would assume the guys are the opposite.
Oh,
I mean, it's 2022, so.
There's
Well-
laser hair removal, guys. Come on.
Well, what about underarm hair for women?
Don't
Would it be
care.
the same question for guys? If you,
yeah,
would
I
you
think
date a
I'm
woman
I
with
think I'm
underarm
the
hair?
different one. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
I am
Laser
for
hair.
underarm hair.
You have
Women
four?
can be hairy in my world. That's fine.
I'm for it. I
Oh, I thought you
Now
said you
you-
had
my
four
wa-
underarm hairs. I'm like,
no.
Like you number them?
wow, you counted. Sorry.
No, Tony, I can't date you. You got too much back hair. Sorry.
I do. I have a lot. So I mean, I experienced that where I was getting along really well with somebody. We're texting, and then it just randomly talked about how disgusting body hair was and back hair and all that stuff on guys. And I'm like, whoa, I have that. Like
What
I'm not.
guy over 40 doesn't?
Yeah.
I call them hairless wonders. There's guys out there.
No.
I
There's
mean, there are a lot of
waxing
guys that do shave their
themselves or
full
something.
body hair, but they usually.
I'm gonna shout out to Mikey D tonight. Mikey D, if you're listening, he
has no
doesn't
hair?
have to share. Huh?
He has no
What a-
hair.
He doesn't have to shave his back. There's nothing back there.
You know, when
No.
I was in college, I got my back waxed and I had some kind of reaction and my back looked like it was covered in hamburger. It was terrible. It was-
Oh.
Yeah, I did that too once
and then I got
before
married
an
and I
event.
just gave up having to care. So
Before an event.
Yes, I did that before an event. It was amazing. It looked like I had chicken pox.
Oh,
Awesome.
yes, right. That's yes.
Yep. So this lady, you know, after she said, well, there's things you can do about it, like waxing. I go, no, and then I just said, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to constantly shave my back and wax my back for you.
yeah.
Okay. If they keep putting off meeting your extended family,
Oh, jeez.
How long are we
My-
talking?
Wait, am I in a secret relationship again, or is this a regular relationship?
Well, because
Oh,
I
look
mean,
at-
there's some people who are crazy who like want to meet their parents in a week. So if you're saying that, like, I would understand them saying no.
No, but this is something that's
But-
ongoing. You know,
Okay.
they keep putting it off.
So yeah, I'd say
Something's weird. I would
Did
be
you
like,
ask
this
that
isn't gonna
question
work.
for a reason?
Oh, no. I mean, I have
Because
to
that's
tell
the
you that-
reason why I went through a breakup once.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, wait,
Uh,
you didn't want to meet hers or she didn't want to meet.
No, I mean, I don't want to go into it. She might be
Okay.
listening.
Well, she's crazy. Anyway. All right.
My
Cameron?
family's
It's
my
not, I'll
family's
just say this
oh.
for the record in case she is listening. It is not the real reason why I broke up with you, just so you know.
Okay.
And her name is.
My
No, I'm
family's
not-
the crazy
Later.
one, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you know, what's interesting though is what about like if you have non-member family? Because I'm the only member of my family, and sometimes I wonder if someone would be interested, like if that's one of the negatives, if I have a negative column, that would be one of them. Because they all
then
smoke,
I
they
I
all
would think
drink,
your
they all
negative
cuss.
column is so large that would just get lost in there. But
I mean, it's a good thing you're Ryan Reynolds' stunt double
Right.
because that's working out well.
On that note, someone did say that I looked like Free Guy
Free
in the
Guy.
grocery store.
Nice.
ah,
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, there you go.
okay.
Steve only gets references towards fat actors.
Actually, that's true. Any
Kevin
fat
James?
actor, I've been told I look like them. James Gandolfini, Chris Farley.
It was a
Any-
complaint one day. I mean, we're out like a boys' night. He's like, he just complained about it. It was like
yes, it's true.
10 minutes
True.
of him ranting about why is everyone just
Yep. Okay, so someone who repeatedly asks you if they are attractive.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
that would be
deal breaker.
annoying.
no wait, ask that question again.
Someone who repeatedly asks you if they are attractive.
Oh wow, self-confidence. No.
Yeah, self-confidence and you know, just all that's like their number one issue. Oh, am I good looking? Am I good looking?
Now, ladies, you both answered at the same time, so I wasn't sure.
So wait,
Oh.
are we saying? What if they say, "Do I look good in this dress?" Is that the same?
No, that's not
no.
what we're talking about. You
Yeah.
know what
Okay.
we're talking about.
So
I would-
I've
I
never heard
personally-
someone
oh,
ask me. No one's ever asked me that question. Am I attractive?
They probably
enough?
assume you're a terrible authority on attractiveness.
like don't put
God,
him in a
I'm
dress.
on. Look at this.
So I would find that annoying if
Mhm.
somebody was doing that, but then I also would think, well, I'm not showing that person that I am physically attracted to them, so maybe I'm not, and then I would be like, you know what, I can't do this; it's too much. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
Be a
I
deal
just,
breaker.
it's the project. And don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
everyone issues nowadays, but I don't have time to constantly tell you how amazing you are, attractive you are. Like, I'm going to tell you as much as possible, but I think if it's,
That's the main bulk of our relationship right now, Lizette.
I know that's true.
Every day I have to ask you, "Am I
Yeah.
good enough?
I
Am I
know.
smart enough? Do people
And I-
like me?"
I tell you, I guess I'm not telling you enough. I'm sorry.
Okay, so next, this person is currently a full-time student and has 3.5 years to go till graduation.
Whoa.
It wouldn't bother me.
And
I'd join
I'm
them.
at 27. So
What
Fine.
you say you date 27-year-olds?
totally. I'm 45 dating 27-year-olds.
Nice.
That
Yep.
sounds like the perfect match.
You know, my
Super.
son's 22. If anybody's, I had really wanted to have him on here. I thought it'd be kind of the beginning of a little advertisement, and he was not for it.
He was not for it. He's like all these
No.
old people that are going to be.
No, he told me that being on my podcast is lame.
Oh,
Lame
My
sauce. Wait, Cameron, what was your answer for that question?
I don't
Everyone's being
know.
quiet.
I know I am being quiet. That would be a tough one. But I don't see it as an issue.
Tony, what about you?
I wouldn't care.
I find that. Go ahead.
What? I think it there's more details, right? Like kids and careers and how it all work out. But no, why would you think that?
Well, I'll be honest. This would be, and again, I'm not single, but this would be a huge deal breaker for me. I've already been a poor college student. Like I already did that.
Hmm.
I was a poor
wait,
college
so
student.
why is it a deal breaker? Sorry, Steve.
I just, like
Say
I
more.
said, I've already done that stage, the college stage, and it's not that I certainly support people getting their education, but it's just like if somebody wanted to have if somebody wanted to have a little kid,
Mhm.
you know, I've done all that.
Whenever I talk to Steve about meeting a new person, his very first question every single time is, "Do they want to have more kids or not?"
And the answer should be no, Tony.
And then the follow-up question is, "Tony, have you gotten snipped yet?"
That is okay. Next. All right. They are 45 minutes late for your second date,
Oh my gosh.
and they really don't
I-
have any kind of reason. They don't offer
No.
any real explanation.
I
No,
would have
but-
left after 10.
Nope.
Done.
Done.
So they're
That's
all
happened to me.
No, okay. All right.
No, so they didn't show up at all because I had to get a reservation because it was a nice restaurant. Didn't show up, forgot about it, and I texted them. I felt like this first time I'd ever been stood up, and I said, "Where are you?" You know, and blah blah blah. And she's, "Oh, I've completely forgot about it. Can we reschedule?" I'm like, "For a different day?" She's like, "No, for tonight." So then I said, "Fine, but we have to go to a different restaurant, one that doesn't have a reservation." And then she was late to that one as well.
Why was she late to that one?
Not 5 minutes, like 30 minutes. I have no idea. Oh, I was done. I was completely done
How did you not leave after like 10 minutes? I'd been like,
because I'm desperate.
Oh, don't be desperate. Number one rule.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're that
This
desperate,
was
there
this
are
was years
no
ago,
deal
years and
breakers.
years and years ago. I would never put up with that now.
Poor thing. That sucks.
Okay, next. When you kiss them, their kisses are very slobbery.
Tony already
Oh.
answered for Tony.
Nope.
What? That's what Tony did to you? What?
Oh, what?
That's
didn't
what
hear
I
what
thought
you
you were saying too.
Oh boy.
No, Tony always tells me all the time that kisses are a big deal. And if he kisses someone and he doesn't, I don't know,
Bad kisser, you're gone.
yeah, you're gone. So that's why.
I
So
can't. I can't do that either. But I also don't like when someone kisses me and I don't want them to kiss me because then I feel like they're like marking me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you
Marking
doing?
you?
Yeah, we've had this conversation before. Like on a first date.
I marked everyone at the East Coast Bash.
No, you did not. Stop.
Oh,
lying.
he did. He did.
You
I
do,
marked
Cameron.
With tattoo.
Oh yeah,
Now
I had a what
Now
was it? Barbed wire on my arm.
Yeah, he
Give
was very
everyone
proud
a
of that.
temporary tattoo and mark them mine. You're all mine. Um,
So you're Gru.
so I have a theory. Like, I don't really do much besides kissing. Like, I don't feel the need to. I've never really understood. I understand that a lot of people worry about like sex and if sex is good or what if it's bad, because in our culture we don't have premarital sex before marriage. Well, that's what premarital sex is. Sorry.
Thank you.
Um, uh, so to me, it's if someone's a good kisser, I don't worry about anything else. You can feel the passion, you can feel, the connection. There's some hotness there, and like if that's not there, then boom, you're gone.
Agreed.
Cameron, did you answer about the kissing?
Yeah, I
Cameron
didn't
is a
answer.
great kisser.
Yeah, Tony knows. Anyway, yeah, he grabbed my butt, so
Sure.
Anyway, yeah, I don't think I could date someone who isn't a good kisser.
Okay. All right. Next, they eat very fast.
Ooh. I don't want to hear anybody's answers because that is me. I am done eating in like 2 minutes.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's not a deal breaker.
Nah,
Okay, good.
it's all good.
Good.
I mean, what are we? If it's speed without sloppiness, it's fine, right? But I've
You meet
literally
with me, I'm not
seen.
sloppy.
I've been on a date where she has this massive fork full of salad and she's using the fork and her hands to shove it in her mouth.
Oh,
I kid you not. And it was just shoveling. She was just shoveling it in. And I was so disgusted. I
You
said,
know what
"Nah."
though, Tony? I mean, I wonder if that's the kind of thing like you weren't attracted to her anyway, and so that was like,
Even if I thought she was the hottest woman on earth, that would be done. I'd be done.
okay.
why didn't you get her another fork?
That is an excellent question.
Why didn't I help her shovel it in?
Yes, my wife
Exactly.
says that, oh, thank goodness, because I am safe. I am a fast eater. My two of my kids eat really fast. That's actually why that question got put in there. 'cause I
Steve,
worry
we
about
already
things-
know you are a deal breaker in and of itself. That's why
I-
you're the moderator tonight.
Okay, what if they have massive debt?
I'd have-
Ooh.
Like, I don't know. Like, so I total tangent.
Let me do this qualification. They're making their own payments,
Uh-huh.
but there's still a lot of debt. But they're able to make their payments, but there's a lot of debt.
I mean, medical
What
bills.
kind of
right?
debt?
Medical bills, student loans, those kind
Yeah.
of things.
Like, I'd have to understand it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would have to
cons-
understand it. That
If it-
situation I would be okay with.
Yeah, but like consumer debt where they just racked up 1,000 credit cards, no, can't do that.
Okay.
Or like they owe the mafia.
what if you-
No,
they-
sorry.
What if they had a
Like-
pickup truck with a matching boat and matching jet skis?
Oh,
That's
I could do
pretty-
that.
pretty nice.
Nice.
You would do that.
Okay,
You know,
go ahead.
I think a more interesting question is what about credit score? Do you care about a credit score?
Oh, that is a good question.
Man, you'd have to be really far into this relationship to be asking about credit scores at this point. Like
Yeah.
there almost would have to be like a
So when
I
I
love
first,
you, you love me.
So what is 750 and above is okay? Anything below a 750 is not? I mean, like, what are we saying here? Like,
Right.
tell me.
I don't
There's a
know
sto-
because so when I first joined the LDS 31 plus singles group thingy, whatever it is, that was a question, a post that came up, and I was shocked by the answers at how many people said it was a deal breaker for them to have a low credit score. And
There's
I didn't even understand how would you get to that, because if you asked it early on, it would be a deal breaker for me, regardless of what my answer was.
Just
Right?
asking.
If somebody
for
asked
it,
me
right?
that early on,
Yeah. That would be a deal breaker. If someone,
yeah,
and like
I
second
agree
date,
with
they're
that.
like,
oh
what's
yeah,
your
second
credit
date,
score?
third date,
Bye.
how much money do
it's
you have?
ridiculous. But then
Right.
what I find fascinating is because it was almost like a yes or no question to so many people. And I just kept thinking, like, you're telling me if the person of your dreams came along and they hit, like, they are a high percentile of hitting all the things that you need and want in somebody, and then you found out that they had a low credit score, and you're gonna be like, bounce, sorry. It
You
just seems insane to me.
You know what I don't
It
get
does-
about that is how, I mean, like our credit score was low and we said, we got to do better. And within like a year and a half, our credit score was up 100 points. I mean, it's not,
Oh, it can
It-
change.
it's not like, I don't know. That feels like a really temporary
evolves.
thing to be so.
Yeah.
And there's so many different reasons and so many life experiences. Like maybe there was a death in the family, or somebody, both, parents
Or a
lost their jobs. And,
divorce.
I mean, there's
Amen.
just so many different variety of things that could have happened. It's
Yep.
just very shallow.
My
I think it's
divorce killed
shallow.
me.
Yeah.
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 I
Actually,
mean- Most of you know what I went through.
right. I mean, no, in all seriousness, I mean,
Anyways.
shortly before the divorce, Tony bought a house and other things. And I don't know what his credit score went to, but I mean, it's a ding. It's a real thing.
It took a huge dive because, like, right after my divorce, and I'm not going to get into it, I had a foreclosure and a repossession. I mean, that killed me, and it's been hard to recover.
Your
Right.
audio is off.
Oh,
No. What I
off?
mean is, like, when you're talking, the words aren't matching your mouth. Like it was like weird karate movie.
I don't know what to do about it.
So just cover your mouth.
I love
Cover
it.
it.
Then
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll cover my
Perfect.
mouth.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to answer.
Oh, yes,
but I
please,
think
Cameron.
the credit score it tells a story, but it's not like the number isn't the whole picture. There could be
Right.
a bad ex who, racked up a bunch of credit debt. There's a lot of things that go into it. And so no, it's not a deal breaker
Yeah.
for me.
Okay, they have very bad body odor.
Ooh,
Deal breaker.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, deal breaker.
that would be like the deal breaker on date one. I couldn't get past it.
Shortly before we
Although
got
my
married.
second
Oh,
wife loved. Go ahead.
No, please.
No, my second
What
wife
weird-
loved my BO. She literally asked me not to shower. Everyone's silent.
I don't know what to say about that.
Next question.
So no, well, so they did do this experiment where they had guys wear just plain white t-shirts and no cologne, no deodorant, right? Don't take a shower with any body wash, anything, and just wear these t-shirts. And then they gave them to women to just smell the t-shirts, and they chose the guys based on how they smelled.
You're
'Cause it's
natural.
pheromones are real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So someone could be attracted to that person who has BO, but right. I think it just depends on the person. And
Cameron, did you
Right.
answer?
Yeah, that's no good on me.
That's no good. I'm with you. All right.
Mm.
Okay.
I love the way you stink.
Thank you, Tony.
They sneeze in their hand, but don't wash their hands afterwards.
They what?
They sneeze into their hands
Oh,
and then they don't wash their hands.
I don't
And
think I
that's-
pay attention.
I would, and that's a deal breaker. I won't even be friends with somebody who does that.
Oh my gosh, now I'm gonna
had
be
no
nervous.
idea.
I'm gonna sneeze around you.
Well,
Yeah.
don't worry. If you had done it, I would have said
So
something.
now I know how to break up with Steve.
Yes, you do. We were playing Monopoly one night, and a girl. It was when we were first married, and it was several couples. And this girl, she sneezed in her hand with her dice, and I go to my wife, like out loud to my wife. I go, she just sneezed in her hand, and she's not washing them. She's not washing the dice. Like I knew that was like socially wrong, but I could not do that.
I don't think I sneeze in my hand.
Wow.
I mean, now we're taught to sneeze in our like,
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
you look
that's
good,
exactly
right?
what I think I
Yeah.
do. Or I
So-
hold it in.
Okay, well, let me ask a follow-up. Like, what now we're talking about mask mandates again. What if they refuse to wear a mask?
I'm not, sorry, I'm pretty liberal with that, which I know certain people are not, but I'm fine with that.
I think as long as they're not.
So you're a
ill.
liberal?
No, I'm liberal with mask wearing. Like, I know you can beat me up.
No, but if somebody was ill and you'd say, you're sick, you should wear a mask.
If they're ill and yeah, but then stay home.
If a girl was hiding us, I'd let her sneeze into my mouth.
Wow. Can we edit that out because we're all associated with you?
The thing with the masks is that
Come
hides
on,
the
Cameron,
dental
you know
flaws.
it's true.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't care if someone doesn't wear a mask. What I don't like though is if you go somewhere and it's mandated, like in a hospital, and then that person starts arguing.
Oh, yes.
That would be a deal breaker, 100%. Like, dude, just put the mask on. We're
Right,
gonna be here
I
for
agree.
30 minutes and we'll move on.
Yes.
Because I don't want to wear a mask, but I do not want to have that contention.
Great.
No, actually, that's a great point because that would be the same position I would take.
Yeah.
Because of the something about like feeling so entitled that you can go into somebody's else's space and yeah.
Exactly.
Can
Cameron,
I ask
did
a
you
question?
say something about the mask?
Oh, I was just talking about masks hide the dental flaws that we talked about earlier.
Yes.
And
That's
he
why
just
I
sneezed
wear a
in the
mask.
Can I ask Steve, can I ask a question?
Please do.
No.
What if the person on the date, when you're out to dinner, every time they took a bite, they made a little moaning sound?
I would love that.
I do that.
Okay, I do that.
Yeah.
Oops, is that a deal
Like,
breaker?
really,
Because
like-
I do that. I love food.
I was going to say yeah. Okay. Well, what if, let's do this. What if, we're on the podcast. What if they're really fat, like very fat?
That wouldn't bother me.
Like Tony level fat?
Oh gosh, Tony, stop.
Seriously, they're, we all know what we're talking about, I mean, and I'm a big guy. I'm not ashamed of that. But like I said, they're really fat.
I've experienced that in my life, and I feel like the more we get to know people, I don't know, I'd still want them to be open to exercise. I don't care what your weight is, as long as you're trying to be healthy, if that makes sense.
Are you talking about like where
Because
they
it'd be
have
more
to
about
come in
caring
and-
how long they live. And
Yeah, for me, I want a spouse that I'm going to be able, exactly, that like I'm going to be, I don't know, 92 when I die. Who knows? Because women live 5 years longer anyway, generally, than men, right? So
Well,
Bobby, what were you?
oh, I'm sorry, Bobby, did you have something?
Yeah, I guess like in my mind, I don't know what we're talking about. Like if someone's overweight, whatever. But if like an ambulance has to come pick them up to take them to a doctor's appointment, I can't do that.
Right.
But I like when I meet somebody, it's
So-
not like their physical body is not what's going to be a deal breaker for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I
That
met
making
somebody on, yeah, I met somebody online, and I don't mind. I don't necessarily have, you know, skinny, medium, big. I don't know. I don't really have that, but she was a bigger girl, and I don't mind that. I like that. And, you know, so she had a profile pictures, and she sent me pictures. Great personality. We got along really, 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 really well. She flew out to come see me, and everything was great. And then the next day, she must have been wearing a girdle, because the next day she wasn't wearing it, and she was way bigger than what she, you know, even when she got off the plane, and to the point where now I had to pull her in to give her a kiss. I mean, like, so our bellies would touch, and I couldn't get to her mouth. It was I just could not
How
believe
did
it. And
she
I
hide
was like,
that?
okay, I was panicking. I'm like,
Yeah, that sounds a little,
huh?
Spanx, I mean, Spanx can do a lot.
It's
I guess.
it's a true
so-
story. And my joke is that it was a NASA designed girdle. It was it was insane.
Or maybe
So
she put
I'm
the fat
panicking,
suit on the next day to see how you would react.
Mm.
Well, okay, so this is how I react. I was panicking, but I'm like, okay, you know, you like her personality, we get along really well. Let's just, you know, let's keep exploring this. And then it was like walking down a straight level path, and she was losing breath, right? We went to go play bowling. She was sweating profusely. And I'm just like, I couldn't do it. I was done. I was done. It wasn't just like the size, it was the health aspect of it.
Yeah, that would be like way overweight would probably be a hard pass on me.
Well, this is a rule, and you should believe it. And I'm saying this as a person who is probably 200 pounds overweight. Any person who is very overweight has severe mental health issues. You can't let yourself
Severe.
get to be that big without, if you're like a normal healthy person, just, I mean, you could be overweight, you get a dad bod or whatever, but you can't be really, really heavy unless you've got some pretty serious mental health stuff going on. Or
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
or physical,
And
or physical,
Yeah.
as my wife corrected me on lovingly.
Mm.
Okay, what if they are the opposite of you politically?
I think that's fine as long as how do I say it? As long as they don't try to convince me of their viewpoints. Like if we can talk about things and say, oh, I agree. Oh, agree to disagree. But if they're trying to convince me constantly, no, done.
I agree with that. Yep. It's okay to have a different
Yeah, I
opinion.
think you
It
just
just
set
depends on how
boundaries.
you're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree as
Cameron?
well. That it's, you know, I guess my thing is I don't think I could handle someone who is radical one way or another. And
Yeah.
and I think a radical,
Yes.
when I say radical, I mean someone who's like,
Nazi.
you know, rah, this side
Extreme.
is the best one, extreme. Yeah, no matter which side it is,
Sure.
I would struggle with that side.
I pass on profiles that say, if you voted for Trump, don't swipe on me, or if you voted for Biden, don't swipe on me. I'm gonna not swipe on you regardless.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you
don't
went
get
as
that
far as
either.
to put that in your profile. Like, no, sorry, pass.
Okay. I would not be able to be in a relationship with somebody who disagreed with me. I mean, not on every issue. We don't have to agree on everything, but if somebody, we just had because I think it's a life philosophy. And if one of us was very conservative and the other one was very liberal, that would be extremely difficult for me. I'm not able to really to put that to this. I mean, I can put it aside with friendships to a degree, but I think I would have a really hard time with that. Okay, what if you're at dinner and they chew with their mouth open?
Deal breaker.
I mean,
Deal
I don't think
breaker.
it'd be a deal breaker, but I would probably be like, Yeah, you're chewing with your mouth open. Like, what's up? Like,
Well, I mean, if
maybe
you're
it was an
40 and you're
accident.
still doing it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Depends
mean,
on
maybe it
what
would
you're
bother
Everybody's
me.
eating.
shaking his head no.
Right.
Depends on what you're eating.
Depends
like,
on what you're eating. Really?
no, no, that'd be a tough one.
Oh,
I mean, I guess I never experienced it, so I don't know. Maybe it would
Hmm.
bother me.
yeah.
Okay, this one. What if they were on the sex offender registry?
Oh.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
so that one is a tough one because I worked for the prisons before, and you can go on the sex offender list for doing things that are like urinating in public.
Actually, I was about to say in
So-
Indiana, if you urinate in public, you
Yeah.
can be registered as a sex
So
offender.
that one, that could be a whole podcast because that is the most annoying thing.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really horrible.
It's really, I'm like, the intention.
So you would want to
of the
know
list
why they
was
got
good.
on.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
find
maybe
out
it's
why.
Maybe it's a really erotic story. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I saw her on the playground and
No, don't say that.
No, but Bobby's. I mean, not that. Like I said, I don't know there is a right answer, but Bobby's answer is correct. I mean, there's people can go on the registry for such a wide variety of things.
Yep. I would have to know. I would have to know the facts. I would probably go investigate myself
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
and then listen to their story.
Now,
So,
guys, what about you? Because it might feel different if you're
Yeah,
talking about a
for
woman.
me
I don't.
is if she was like a teacher and getting with a younger student, I'm like, yes, sign me up for that. Then I will dress up as a little schoolboy every single night for you.
like you are now.
Just like now.
No, there'd have to be some explanations.
I would
there.
I would need yep, I would need explanation.
Mostly for my kids. I'd want to protect my kids.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have very handsome young sons.
Okay, what if they openly and flatly tell you that their pet is more important to them than you are?
Deal breaker.
Yep.
Deal breaker.
Well,
Because
I hate
you know they
dogs,
kiss
so
their
you know my
no,
answer.
you
We
know
went through
that they kiss their dog in their mouth. That's why. And that is not ever going to be happening with
What?
me.
Now listen,
No.
holding a dog and giving him kisses on the. I mean, that's just one of the joys of being a pet owner.
Ew.
No. Nope.
The
I've
joys.
seen what dogs do. Not.
Where they drink.
So Steve, that's Steve, I would say that's almost a softball answer, but the harder answer is what if they said, or you just knew that their children were putting their children above you no matter what.
That would. to
That's
me,
a hard
lot of that-
question.
a lot of that would depend on the children's age. I would expect. I mean, I would think a mom with little kids I would expect them to do that.
Yeah, you expect that. So I mean, it's too difficult of an answer or question, and the answer is going to be really difficult. But yeah, so of course, you're in this different. It wouldn't matter if it's your first marriage and these are your kids together, or if it's a second marriage type situation. You're going to want to protect your kids, even if it's your first spouse, right? Kids are going to be protected, but for me, it's like there's something about that line in a profile when their first line is "My kids are my world." I just gag. They're just advertising and telling you, "I'm always going to put them before you."
Cameron, what about you?
That would be a tough one. I mean, I've got kids, obviously, and while my kids are very important to me, at the end of the day, when my kids move out, I'm not going to be married to my kids. I'm going to be married
Right.
to that person.
Well, no, and I think the
Exactly.
same thing.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
my
talking
kids
about.
are. I've only got one kid who's still 16 and a half. The others are all adults, and I think that that's a good point. I'm sorry, anybody else before we go on? I felt, gosh darn it, there was something I wanted to say. I'm trying to think if it'll come to me, and it's
We're coming close to our hour mark, just so you know.
okay. I've got a
You
couple of
wanna
good ones I've been
wrap
saving
things
for
up?
the end. Okay, what if you found out
Steve, they've all been good ones.
What if- what if you found out that they had a personal sex toy?
Oh, oh, this
Silence.
is more geared towards the ladies. To me, it's
Like if
to
we
me, I
had a
have to
guy
know-
had a sex toy.
to me, the first question is always, what size is it?
What?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What size is it, and what color is it?
What color? What's the color significant for?
Nothing. I'm just kidding.
What? That's bad, Tony.
Like what?
That's really bad, Tony, because I want to know. That
There
was
are
amazing.
personal sex
I
toys
prefer
for
purple.
both
It's my favorite
men.
color when it comes to sex toys.
Okay, so I guess I don't really understand what men would do with a sex toy. I'm so embarrassing myself right now, but if a guy told me he had one, I probably would be so confused and embarrassed that I would just be like, I can't handle this.
Should we explain to her what a
No.
fleshlight is?
No,
No,
we should not.
please not. My face is getting
Okay.
so red.
I mean,
Guys have toys too, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I think I mean, he could have had it from his prior marriage, right? So,
So don't hang on to things from your previous marriage.
but everyone's different. I'm trying to understand. I would just ask more questions.
I would have to immediately leave the date and go Google on somebody else's computer, not my own.
Somebody else's Google. I
Cameron,
don't know.
Tony,
When's the last time you've been to a sex shop?
you don't go to sex
I
shops
don't know.
anymore.
I've
It all comes
changed.
online, and you buy it. Comes to your house.
Well, right. I mean, I went to sex shops with my second wife, but my first wife would never have gone into one of those. So it was to me,
'Cause they're
I've,
super
I've
boring?
changed since those. Yeah, super boring. So to me, I think there was a time where I would have wanted that because the way my first marriage was, and it was just, it was bad sexually, it was bad. But then I kind of went to the opposite, with my second marriage, and that was too much, because literally, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm going to say this.
Laughing.
During what?
Don't
What, Steve?
Well, I
Dave
just
was-
think it's so neat that you've
Right?
done it.
Done what?
You've done the big it. That's exciting.
Okay, whatever.
I'm dead.
So, what am I missing? Whatever. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Cameron, what's your answer?
I've got no issues there.
Very good. Okay. What if you found out they were into CrossFit?
Oh no, that would be amazing.
That
That's
would be
Bobby's dream guy.
that would be a
Right.
huge deal breaker for me. I'm
Who
not.
are these guys?
They exist. And they're all over Facebook. I can't get away from them.
Deal breaker.
Most of them are probably married.
They're also taking pictures of themselves in the gym, so you got to look for those profiles.
Oh, gotta look for it. Dang, I gotta get back on Facebook.
let me
They're standing
drill
together
down
in a
into
group,
that question a
clapping.
little bit more. Like, isn't it more appealing to have a guy that's less sexually attractive to other women?
No, it would just be fun to
What?
exercise with someone. That's what I'm saying. Not
I'm not
everybody.
talking about exercise. I'm talking about CrossFit.
Yeah, it would be fun to do that. Have someone to do that with.
And then you have somebody to
And
talk
then you
about it
have a
afterwards.
dozen women in the gym wanting to do him.
Yes.
I mean, he would have to deal with that with me too. So, you know how many women hit
That's
on
great.
me daily?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Okay, they are ugly. Like legitimately, they're like a 3 on a 10 scale.
Wait, but everybody has a different attraction. So to me, I have to be attracted to someone.
Yes.
I might not be attracted to one person, but somebody else might find them very attractive. So everybody has their own different, but you have to have some attraction. You have to.
Yeah.
So what I do is I always tell a woman, like, what, like, beginning of the date, that I really, really am into ugly women, and I'm so glad that she accepted the date with me.
You do not.
We're here together. This is great news. Okay, I'm trying to get through these last ones kind of quick, just so I hope nobody feels like I'm cutting them off. What if
This is the
take
lightning round.
forever-
We're in the lightning round section.
What if they take forever to return texts?
Oh, story of my life.
That would really bother me.
Somewhat of a deal breaker.
Yeah.
It does bother me. It's like time is important.
Yes.
Don't waste mine.
Yeah, I think there's about respect.
It depends
that.
on the
Cameron?
length,
Yeah, that would be difficult. Like during the day while they're at work or at nighttime while they're sleeping. But yeah, if you got 2 minutes
At
to
some
send me
point in
something.
the day-
is-
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
8-10 hours is understandable. Anything beyond that's ridiculous.
All right. They're in
On
line
purpose.
at a fast food restaurant. They scratch their privates and they do not attempt to be discreet about it.
I would leave immediately and call 911. I'm like, listen, there's a
That
syphilis
is
breakout
so
at this McDonald's.
specific.
Someone needs to
I
come
really-
in and take care of this. I'm out.
Yes, I was very happy when I wrote that. A huge smile on my face.
Yeah, you guys, these are Steve's favorites, by the way. These are his favorite.
I'm wondering if all these things happen to him and
No,
he just wants
no.
our reaction. We're like an experiment.
No, he's doing them.
Yeah.
Yes, they're
doing
all
them.
they're all
He's
things
doing them.
I do right now. Yes. What about somebody who uses very poor grammar?
Oh,
I mean, like
That's
on
tough.
purpose, or they just miss text.
They
Because I miss
just-
text all the time.
They just can't. They don't use proper grammar when they're speaking.
or texting.
Oh, that
Or
I think I
texting.
told you guys about
that's hard.
I told you about the person that was always asking me what the words meant that I was using.
No, I never heard this.
I'm just laughing because how
Well,
dumb
okay.
must they have been to be asking Tony?
Well,
That's amazing. Poor Tony. I mean,
it
I have
wasn't
thrown
a-
out some
it
big
wasn't one
words
of
on
my
purpose.
dates, Steve. This is somebody else that I know about that I.
Oh, you're fine, man.
Thanks. You're not too bad yourself.
What about somebody who brings up their ex-spouse during dinner on the first date?
oh, that's the most annoying thing.
Ooh.
Is it a deal breaker?
They got to be in their past. I don't think it's an immediate deal breaker, but it's a mood
It's-
killer.
Yeah, agreed.
If
Because,
I think
like,
you
I'm
just you
here-
need if you're asked,
Yes, I agree with that. If you're
if, you,
asked.
if you're like if you're every at every intersection or every point of the conversation, if you're bringing it back to your previous relationship, yeah, that's going to be a
Sure.
deal breaker. But if it's organic and it's coming up naturally and it's something that you're curious about, then that's obviously different.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the steak is really good tonight. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of one time when my ex, burnt the steak and we had a major fight about it.
But
So
also
that's
too, but
completely
also
different.
you can find out a lot about someone by the way that they talk about their ex too.
That's
And
true.
that like someone who's constantly talking
let me-
really bad about someone who mothered their children, that like bothers me.
Let me
like,
say,
yeah, I
you,
know.
you're right. You're
I am.
right, Bobby. But let me say, I've experienced I've experienced where if you talk too well about your ex-spouse, then you're still in love with them. If you talk too negatively, if you talk too positively, if you talk too negatively about your spouse, then you're a jerk. So I mean, you
Well,
know,
I
it's
mean,
like
like,
a
if
balance, and
somebody's
you know, you try to
asking
balance
you-
it.
Yeah. And if somebody's asking you and you have that, like,
Yeah, that's true.
But you know what I'm
that
saying?
conversation.
Okay, we're running out of time. We got 4 left. I really want to get through these. Okay, what about somebody who takes an inordinate number of selfies?
Oh, deal.
Bobby,
I got out.
Bobby,
Oh, does
Got
Bobby
pulled
do
over
that?
today. No, listen, I got pulled over today and I have my car insurance picture on my phone and I'm just scrolling through my phone and it's just pictures of me. And I about died. And then I wanted to call him stupid because of Steve. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm a white woman. I'm not getting a ticket anyways. It doesn't matter.
True.
Anyways.
oh my gosh, it's so funny because Bobby's always trying to take selfies of us, and I always make a face, and she's never gotten a good picture of us together.
You should send Steve the one I got of us last night.
No.
Okay, somebody who checks themselves in the mirror a lot.
Oh, that would be
Deal breaker.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Especially if they're
seen that. I've
commenting.
witnessed that.
So these
Oh,
last
you look
two-
really good today. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
these
that-
last two
that-
are very. I wish I hadn't grouped these together. So I'm going to read them both because they're kind of go together. So has been unemployed and not in school for 6 months, doesn't own a car or have their own apartment.
So he's like 18.
Oh,
Like, are you getting child support from someone? Like, which one of your parents is going to be paying me money to have you live with me?
Yeah. Deal breaker, but I'd want to understand a little bit, but that's a lot.
I would.
well,
I
I'd like
have
to know
time
Cameron
understand that.
because not that it's primarily a female. I would say primarily it is a female thing to get child support and alimony. How would you feel if someone's just living off of child support and alimony, Cameron?
I mean, that depends. Like if they've got several kids and they're still raising them, and they wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, okay, that's fine. But if they're, you know,
What if they're teenagers?
if the kids are
Teenagers.
teenagers, I it would depend. I mean, I'd have to see, you know,
It depends
she
on
wanna
how
work?
hot she is. That's what I'm reading.
yeah.
Guys are so easy. Well, how hot is she?
I got to get that boat with the truck and the jet skis.
Just hot enough to sneeze in your mouth.
Well, guys, that was the last question.
Funny.
I thought this was a rousing success. I think people will really enjoy watching this. And
Yes. I'm gonna be curious if you can keep coming up with new questions.
I'm confident I can. Or
There
maybe
is a
not.
game out there called Red Flags.
Which
Just
is good.
saying.
Ooh, let's play
Oh,
that.
okay, sure.
I'm colorblind.
But they're on the more ridiculous side of things. This was more realistic. Red Flags isn't as realistic.
Lisette, it was wonderful to get to meet you. Cameron, it was
Silence.
very good to get to meet you. Bobby, I was excited to see you again.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Tony, as always, it's annoying and cumbersome, but here we are.
Yep, it's just we're bound together. It's nothing we can do. We actually have a legal binding contract. So if you ever leave me, I'll sue you.
That is an unfortunate truth for both of us.
Thank you all for being on 2.5 Fat Dads. I'll give you the half, Cameron.
Okay, listen, guys, this was
And
great.
please like and subscribe and comment. If any of the guys out there want Bobby or Lizette's personal information, just message me and I'll give it right out. Cameron, you're on your own.
And
Thanks.
don't
All right,
forget,
thanks, guys.
I'm not into
hold on,
guys
Tony,
though.
really quick. Lonely Guy with a Book. It's a
Are you
great
gonna really plug
podcast.
your
It is
book thing
thinking
again?
taking
gosh.
the podcasting world by storm. I'm up to like 22 downloads total.
Good job.
Silence. I have nothing. There's nothing I can say to that.
Steve,
bye,
you
guys.
are amazing.
right.
Thank you.
All right. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys coming on and taking the time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye.